on, people? Welcome to Football Carnage, and we are back with another Madrid hype for you guys right here on the channel. And today is a special day because it's Christmas Eve. So big up to everybody that's in here, right? Big up to everybody that's watching. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and get in the live chat and let me know some of the things that you have an opinion on based on what I talk about. But if you have me on playback, right? If you catch me when the stream ends, it's all good. I'll add some chapters for you guys to bounce around. But big up, guys, man. I hope everybody's having a good day. As I said, Christmas Eve, right? So I know a lot of you guys are getting ready to spend some time with your families. And I know tomorrow, a few of you guys might be getting some big gifts. I want to know, because I don't really know how old most of you guys are that watch my lives and that interact with the channel, but what'd you guys like ask for Christmas, right? Like, I don't really get Christmas gifts anymore because I'm an adult now. So, you know, it's not that big of a deal for me. But if you are somebody that get gifts, right? Like, what's something that you really want to happen for you on Christmas? And then I have another question for you guys before we get into the topics that we have, right? If you could have one wish for Real Madrid, a Christmas wish that you want them to go out there and fulfill in the January transfer window, what would it be? I really got to know what you're saying about that. But look, guys, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, right? Some big news coming out concerning Rodrygo, and they're saying that he's rejected a big offer from Man City, right? We're also going to look at how Real Madrid are trying to do some shopping at Liverpool, because not only are we being linked with the move for Trent, but it looks like the club might be interested in Van Dijk. We also got to talk about the left back situation, right? Fran Garcia, Ferland Mendy. It looks like they may be out of the plans, and Alphonso Davies might come in. Who knows? I also have some other names that I do want to throw out there. And then we are also being linked to Atalanta's midfielder, Ederson. You guys know I rate him a lot, right? We got to get into that because, you know, I think that we need a deep-lying midfielder alongside a defensive revolution come the summertime. So maybe that could be the Toni Kroos replacement. We'll get into that. And then managerial stuff, right? There's reports that Zidane would still want to come back to Real Madrid. Now, maybe it doesn't happen, but never say never, right? We all know that Zidane has not managed since he's left us back in 2021. So, you know, maybe, right? They're saying that Zidane wants one of two jobs, with Real Madrid being one of them. And then Xabi Alonso, man. We're going to talk about him, and I'm going to predict what we can look like underneath Xabi Alonso next season, because he is the favorite for the job, right? I think that we all know that. And also, guys, at the end of this live stream, right, I am going to be gifting out a couple of memberships. I think 10. I'll probably gift out 10 more memberships, right? That's going to be my gift to everybody that's in here watching, because I do appreciate all of you who come in and who put live chats in, right? Who also smash the like button. And even if you're somebody that watches without even getting in the chat, I appreciate you as well. So we will be gifting out 10 memberships as a Christmas gift, right? I did it on the watch along, and I'll do it today, the day before Christmas. But look, man, big up to your damn selves, right? Let me get into the comment section before we get into it. We're going to have some fun today, chat. Yo, a lot of people are in here saying, what? Early? What are you guys so confused about exactly? Which topic? I listed what we're going to talk about just so that you guys know. But what is it that has you guys saying, like, what with all these question marks? Big up, man. Merry Christmas, my G. Or Christmas Eve, right? But I'm not going to do a live tomorrow. So I can say Merry Christmas right now, right? It doesn't seem weird. Look, see, we got another what? Big up to JM42, says, hi, FC. Big up, bro. Hubris, my guy. I hope that you're doing good. Fred says, Rodrygo could never go to Man City. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Van Dijk signing. The links are there, brother. The links are there. Bilal, what's going on, bro? Says, anyone else waiting for Salah to post the Christmas post? Yo, what's the problem with that? Is it because he's Muslim? Like, I've seen it before where people would get annoyed with Mo Salah making those posts about Christmas. And I'm assuming it's because of his religion, right? But, like, what's the big deal, right? If my guy wants to give Christmas gifts to his family, let him do it, I guess. I don't know. But, look, we'll see. We'll see. Because he definitely will probably post that during Christmas because he always does it. So, yo, big up to F Kyle. What's good, my guy? Kevin, my guy, big up. Okay, so Yaha is saying he wants a Champions League title. That's what he'd wish for. Okay. F Cow says, I wish for a treble this season, bro. I would love a treble. And yes, we've won 3 trophies in a season before. We did it just last season. But everybody says that's not the treble. It's a treble, but not the treble. We all know the Copa del Rey is so hard for us to win. I have no idea why. Like, that tournament, I think that shit might be harder for us to win than the Champions League. We always seem to get knocked out of the Copa del Rey. Fucking hell. But look, I'd love to see a treble this season too, my guy. Big up. I'm asking for Ancelotti to pull it together. I mean, look, we all know that Carlo, he hasn't been the best this season, but he definitely has credit in the bank to where I think he could turn it around, honestly. Let's see. A treble. Okay, my guy Hubris. Kevin says, what I asked for Christmas is for Real Madrid to win the league and the UCL. Okay. He's also saying center backs as well. Wait, what? Famous Akira, what's going on? Says, if they really want Van Dijk, they could just go for Ramos. Yeah, but I don't really think that Sergio Ramos is at the same level that Van Dijk is right now, right? I mean, like, Van Dijk is still arguably the best center back in the Premier League at the moment. But I don't want to get into that right now. We will get into that in a little bit. Let me keep going through some of your comments. Ederson is a baller, man. Big up to my G Javi. Yeah, but he's a cold midfielder. He really is. He's being linked to a lot of other clubs as well, and we'll get into that. But nah, Ederson he's tough. He's tough. And we got to play against him twice this season. And I think the last time that we went against Atalanta, he was pretty good. In the UEFA Super Cup, I don't really think he did that much, to be fair. But nah, he's a baller, bro. And he shouldn't be that expensive either. Let me get a few more of your comments in, and then we're going to get into it. Let me see. Javi says, for Christmas, I would like Trent, but don't see it. So I would sign Porro this winter. Not like Spurs doing well. They might be open. I think Pedro Porro would slap his mother to get a move to Real Madrid. But the thing is, bro, you guys know how hard it is to do business with Tottenham. Like, Daniel Levy is not an easy guy to, buy one of their players with. So Porro, while I would take him at Madrid, right, he's not my first choice, but he is a good center back, right? But with Porro, this guy would cost like 60 million. And maybe in the middle of the season, he might cost a little bit more. So I don't think that would happen. But wouldn't be mad at it, Let's see. Now, look, man, big up to everybody that's in here. You guys don't understand how much it means to me to see you guys being active in the chat. And that's why, right, you're going to want to stick around until the end of the live, because I will be gifting out 10 memberships to the channel at the end of the stream. Now, we'll do that, as I said, at the end. But right now, chat, we got a lot of shit to get into. So I need you guys to grab a snack, grab a drink, get comfortable, all right? Because we're going to be here. And we're going to be going through a lot of topics. I already named them. So, again, if you guys catch me on playback, there'll be chapters there for you to jump around. But everybody that's live and that's in the building right now, let's get it, guys, because wow. So, first thing that I want to do to kick off this show is talk about Rodrygo, because there's been a big report that have said Rodrygo's rejected a very tempting offer from Man City because he wants to succeed at Real Madrid. And also, the club aren't open to selling him anyways. Now, we all know that Rodrygo does have a release clause. And he just signed a new contract, I believe, like less than a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. So, how I view it is, if you want to buy Rodrygo, activate that €1 billion release clause because I do not want to sell Rodrygo at all. And I'm glad that he rejected a move to Man City. Now, for those of you who may not know, Rodrygo is my favorite player at the club. I think this guy is an absolute baller. I think Rodrygo is one of the best wingers in the world, and I think that he is very important to our success. Now, something that I do want to call out with this report is them saying that his intentions was always to succeed at Real Madrid. I would say that in Rodrygo's 5 to 6 years that he's been at this club, I think that he's been very successful. And I think that he's been a part of a lot of our success. If it wasn't for him, do we beat Man City that one year when he came off the bench and scored 2 goals? If it's not for Rodrygo, right, do we score some other goals in important games? I think he has been a success at Real Madrid so far. Now, we all know, right, he's been getting linked with the move to Man City for a while now. And I do think that there is potentially something in this deal in terms of wherever there's smoke, there's usually fire. And we all know that Pep Guardiola is a long-term admirer of Rodrygo. And I definitely think that the second half of this season is going to be a huge indicator on what Rodrygo possibly does in the summer. Because we know that he was dropped, right? A few months ago, when we were struggling, Rodrygo was dropped from the team. Carlo Ancelotti had to experiment with the lineup. You saw us often run a 4-4-2. In that formation, there's no room for Rodrygo, right? Because you're playing Mbappe up front with Vinicius. And with the addition of Mbappe, let's just be real, chat. Rodrygo is lower on the pecking order. Now, I don't think he should be, right? Because Rodrygo has done more for Real Madrid than Mbappe has. And I know Mbappe's just come in, but that's just me saying Mbappe should not get any priority or any privileges over Rodrygo. Again, how many Champions Leagues has Rodrygo won so far? How many La Ligas, Copa del Rey, Spanish Super Cup, while all being a starter, while all playing a big role in those competitions? So Rodrygo, to me, he should be starting week in, week out. And I do think that if by the end of this season, right, if he's not an established starter, I can see Rodrygo possibly thinking about making a move. We know that Man City right now, they're struggling. Man City's form this season has been awful. They have fallen off a cliff, right? They just won 4 Premier League titles in a row. And now it looks like they need a major rebuild. Their attack is dead. They don't have that much creativity. They're not scoring that many goals. Their wingers are ghosting. Phil Foden, what's happened to him? Savio, a player that I rate very highly. He's not performed the best. They got Jeremy Doku. They got Jack Grealish. Man like Erling Haaland's up front. He doesn't contribute. Their midfield is shit. Kevin De Bruyne's been injured. His hamstrings are made out of Swiss cheese. Rodri out for the season. Man City are free-falling at the moment. Like, their form is so bad, it's damn near relegation levels. And I think we are about to see Manchester City spend a lot of fucking money. And this is why I am a bit nervous. Because I always say it, chat. At Real Madrid, we will never see the best version of Rodrygo. Because Rodrygo is a natural left winger. But at Real Madrid, he has to play on the right. So Vinicius is the left winger, right? And if Vinny's not there, then it does open up a way for Rodrygo to play on the left wing. Or now that Carlo is there, and that, well, not Carlo, but now that Mbappe is there, I mean, maybe there'll be times when Mbappe plays on the left wing. So again, we're never going to get the absolute best out of Rodrygo, because in a majority of his games, he's never going to play in the position that he prefers to be in. Now, I think left wing Rodrygo is very different to right wing Rodrygo, right? Left wing Rodrygo, top 3 winger in the world. He is phenomenal on that left wing. And I think there will be a lot of clubs who are looking at the situation at the club at the moment and saying, well, if Rodrygo is low on the totem pole, maybe we offer him a move and we can let him play on the left. So that does make me nervous. And I'm very happy that Rodrygo's form has picked up lately because, again, I need him to be starting games. But you guys have saw, right? Against Rayo Vallecano, he got a goal and an assist. Against Pachuca, I believe he got a goal, if I'm not mistaken. Against Sevilla, he got a goal and an assist. So I say all that to say Rodrygo's form is picking up. And hopefully he can force his way back into the 11. I believe he needs to start. I believe he's one of our best attacking players. I actually think that Rodrygo is as talented as Vinicius, as Mbappe. I really do, chat. But he has to take a step back. He's not going to be the main man. But this is where I can see it possibly being a problem. Because if Man City come in with the offer, I think if you want to sign Rodrygo, right, without having to pay his release clause, because let's be real, nobody is going to spend $1 billion, okay? I was just joking when I said that earlier. I would like that to happen if somebody wanted to buy him, but come on, no player is worth €1 billion. Let's just be real. $1 billion is fucking nuts. I think it would cost around 150 to like 175 million to sign Rodrygo. It would be in that range. Now, you guys, as I said, City are struggling. Their attack is dead. You put Rodrygo on that left wing in that Pep Guardiola system. This guy would cook. What about if, for example, Bayern Munich come in for him? Bayern Munich, they need a left winger. Now, if I was Rodrygo, and if I was no longer a part of the starting 11, and if I don't want to come off, because I think Rodrygo is too good to sit on the bench. And if I'm thinking about a move, I think Man City, that does seem like the obvious choice. But as I just said, right, what about Bayern Munich? Their left wing is dead. Their left wingers are Leroy Sané and Serge Gnabry. Imagine Rodrygo at Bayern Munich on the left wing. Imagine a front four. Rodrygo on the left. Jamal Musiala in the 10. Michael Olise on the right. Harry Kane in the 9. Chat, that would arguably be the best attack in Europe. Because I'm telling you, if this guy decides to leave Real Madrid, he walks into every team in the world, Rodrygo does. Except for ours, apparently. So, look, I think selling him would be a massive error. I'm telling you, chap, because he'll go to Man City, Bayern Munich, PSG, Arsenal, right? And he would turn into a Ballon d'Or level player. I'm telling you this right now. The Rodrygo that we see right now is a very limited version of himself because his potential is immense. And he's very underrated. He's very disrespected. The fact that this guy didn't even finish in the top 30 nominations for the Ballon d'Or is ridiculous. I remember when I saw the short list that came out, and we ran through that shit. And I could tell you about 20 players, 15 to 20 players on that list that Rodrygo is better than. And I think all these things might play into his mind. And he might say, yo, if I want to get the recognition that I deserve, maybe I have to leave Madrid. Think of it very similar to like Neymar. When Neymar was at Barcelona, everybody knew Neymar was a baller. Now, I'm not comparing Neymar and Rodrygo because I don't think there's any player right now in the top 5 leagues who's anywhere close to prime Neymar. But I'm trying to give you a parallel situation. Neymar's at Barcelona, right? They have MSN, one of the best attacks that we've ever seen. I know that most of us are Madrid fans in here, but let's not lie and act like MSN was not fucking amazing, okay? So just picture this. Messi, Suarez, Neymar. Neymar is the young guy in the crew, right? Neymar is being overshadowed because he's at Barcelona, which is Messi's team. Now, everybody would have said back then, why the fuck would Neymar leave Barcelona? They won the Champions League in 2015. They're scoring goals for fun. They're winning La Ligas. Because let's be real, right? I've seen Barcelona win more leagues than I've seen Real Madrid. The league, yes, we have more than them in our history, but since I started watching in 2014, I've seen Barca lift it more times than us. Point is, he's at a much bigger club, right, than PSG. He has a better team than he would at PSG. He's playing alongside Messi and Suarez. But what happens? He leaves. And why does he leave? He left because he wanted his own team. He was tired of being in Messi's shadows, right? In the UCL. You guys remember that amazing comeback that they had against PSG? Neymar was probably their best player. But who got all the praise? Messi. So Neymar is thinking about it like, yo, I'm never going to get to be able to be the big dog here because it's Messi's team. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up with Rodrygo is because it's very similar to what Rodrygo is going through, right? Rodrygo, very talented player. One of the best wingers, in my opinion, in the world right now. But it's Vinny's team. And then now you've just added Mbappe. So now everybody's talking about Vinicius, Mbappe. In the summer, if you guys been watching me since the summer windows, how many times was I arguing on live streams with people saying to sell Rodrygo because we don't need him anymore, Mbappe's here? If you think players don't factor that in, I think you're wrong. Now, again, I don't want to sell Rodrygo, but I think the second half of this season, depending on what Carlo does, is going to indicate whether he does possibly leave or not. But I think he would be an excellent signing for any team that will put him on that left wing and play him there consistently, week in, week out. They are going to be getting a world-class player. So, again, I would not sell Rodrygo. He's the best Bengali player that we know. But I would be kidding myself if I didn't think that he didn't want to be the main man somewhere. I'm pretty sure that he has higher ambitions than just being in Vinny's shadow. Now Jude's shadow, Mbappe's shadow, Valverde's shadow. And let's be real. As I said earlier, he's already won multiple La Liga titles, Champions Leagues, Club World Cups, UEFA Super Cup, Copa del Rey. He's won everything that there is to win at this club. He's accomplished it all. I think he possibly would look at a new chapter if he keeps getting overlooked in this team. Players care about that, chap. So that's why I bring up the parallels between him and Neymar. But let me know what you guys are saying. How much would you sell Rodrygo for? And let me know, would you even sell Rodrygo? Because we do need a natural right winger. It's not that much of a priority, but we can see the lack of positional awareness on that right wing. Like, for a majority of our games, unless Arda Güler is starting on the right, it gets abandoned completely. Like, even when Rodrygo starts on the right wing, I would hope that he could have learned that position better by now. He's been here for a long time, but he still always drifts inwards. He drifts towards the left. He feels more comfortable on the left. I can't blame him because that's what he is, a left winger. So, look, our attack is not a priority for me in the summer window. But if you let Rodrygo leave, possibly, right, then you do have to go out there and sign another attacker. You would have to. But hopefully he doesn't leave. I'm just trying to say, I know a lot of people, they always just dismiss whenever one of our star players are being linked with the move. But I'm saying, just don't dismiss it so fast, right? I think that there are different ways that you can think about it. But as I said, I'm glad that he's rejected a proposal from Man City. But I don't think that they're done. I really don't. I think that they will come back for him. I think Bayern Munich will come in for him. Maybe not PSG, because I think that the relationship between Real Madrid and PSG are so broken down. But if I was Rodrygo, I would definitely listen to offers for at Man City or Bayern Munich. And look, we all know Rodrygo is Man City's owner. This is Mr. Champions League himself. So City are probably like, fuck it. Whenever we play against him, he cooks us. So we might as well go buy him. And we can let him start on the left wing. Because City's left wing is dead. Jeremy Doku, trash. Jack Grealish, I rate him, but he's not as good as Rodrygo, and he has no output right now. So who knows, guys? But yeah, get in the comment section. Let me know if you would sell Rodrygo. And then if you would sell him, how much do you think you'd sell him for? But I definitely do think that clubs are going to be tempting him. I'm not going to lie, chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. Eagle, what's good, my guy? Says, bro, I'm surprised Chelsea didn't go for Rodrygo. You know what the thing is? I don't really think that Chelsea would have wanted to spend all that money on one player, to be honest. Like, I think Chelsea have done a great job at recruiting. And yeah, I definitely think if they needed a left winger, he possibly could have been an option for them. But now I think that Chelsea right now are just good. They're good on their attackers. Like, Chelsea, in my opinion, have the best attack in the Prem, right? So Chelsea just got to fix their back line. But yeah, I mean, you know, maybe Rodrygo would have been a player that, let's say if Roman Abramovich was still at the club, maybe Roman Abramovich would have went in for him. Let's see. You don't think Doku is trash, bro? Doku is so mid. He's so mid. I like him better off the bench. I don't think he's good enough to start for Man City, to be honest. Keep Arda and Mbappe, sell both the Brazilians. Why would I sell Vinicius, who was a player that has led us to Champions League, right? Scored in 2 UCL finals. Come on, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Let's see. Never selling Rodrygo, but if it comes to it, 200 M's, says Bilal. Fucking hell, 200 M's. It's a lot of bread. Rodrygo is a dime a dozen, says Andrew. I don't really know what that term means, to be honest. Let me look up let me see what it is. A dime a dozen meaning. Yeah, let me see. So common to be practically worthless. You think Rodrygo is worthless? Brother, huh? Yo, name me a team right now that Rodrygo does not start for. Stop it. Name me the team. I can't think of one. Ooh, this is an excellent comment. This is an excellent comment. When did this happen after the Super Cup? And I think they were just talking about Vinicius, Mbappe, and Jude. Something like that. And yeah, he was like, yo, don't forget the R. Was that that happened way earlier in the season? This is an excellent comment right here. Again, overlooked. I'm glad that you pointed that out. Yeah, bro. Nah, look, W have you right here because I forgot all about that. Let me see. Matt says, nah, that 2017 PSG game, everyone praised Neymar. Nah, bro, look at the headlines. Look at who they put on the front paper. I think it was like Marca or some shit. And Sport. It was all the pictures of Messi with the fans. Of course, everybody praised Neymar because if you watch the game, then you know how phenomenal he was. But when Barcelona back then were winning, Messi got all the praise. When Barcelona were losing, it was everybody else's fault. Let me see. Real Madrid might win the treble. I mean, I hope so. I definitely think that we're going to need a big January transfer window. But yeah, I would love to win the treble, my guy. Oh! Big up to Guillermo with the super chat. Yo, I appreciate that. Big up, my guy. He says, I'm not sure if Rodrygo would work in Pep's strict system. He needs to roam. He's a super attacker slash support left winger. Rodrygo, Vinny, and Bellingham front trio is a nice setup. Yeah, see, but here's the thing, though. Mbappe's now in the mix. Last season, we saw it work in the diamond, right? With Rodrygo and Vinicius being the two strikers, and they'd spread out to become wingers. And then then Jude would run into the box. But I do kind of agree with you in terms of Pep does play robotic football, right? We've seen him kill the creativity out of Jack Grealish, for example. Right? Like Jack Grealish was an absolute baller at Aston Villa. And now he's not looking like the same player. So I hear that, but even though I brought up about Savio struggling, I do think, right? For example, Savio has been given a lot of freedom at Man City. And I think if Pep is willing to chase Rodrygo for so long and spend big money on him, I highly doubt that Pep Guardiola would bring in Rodrygo and then have him stop doing the things that makes him a special player. Like, look at when Savio gets the ball. Like, Savio gets a lot of freedom in that system. So, how I view it is, well, like, why wouldn't Rodrygo? Right? But, yo, big up to my guy, Gilmer. I appreciate that super chat. 1 second, chat. Yeah, nah, look. W's in the chat for my guy right here. I appreciate that. Let's see. Foden to Madrid or Saka? Well, if I had to pick one, it'd be Phil Foden. Phil Foden all day. Phil Foden's a fucking baller. But the odds of that happening, virtually impossible. Chelsea got Phil Foden on like one of them death row contracts. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see. A few more chats, then we'll move on, guys. Yeah, Coast, you are a little bit late, but you're not that late, my guy, because we only got into one topic. We still got about 5 or 6 more, chat. That's why I said earlier, go grab some popcorn, get a drink, and get comfortable because, guys, we are in for a very fun show. And also, for anybody that's now joining, you don't want to leave because at the end of the stream, I will be gifting out 10 memberships, right? With the membership, you get a special badge next to your name. And you also get access to some custom emojis as well. And I am going to be doing some cool things with the memberships in 2025, right? So I'll be announcing all that, soon, right? We're going to be having a Discord. I'm going to be adding voice chat to the stream. So if you're a member, then you'll have access to join my streams with your voice on watch-alongs during halftime, before games. It's going to be a bunch of shit, all right? It's going to be a lot of fun. Andrew says he doesn't start for his own team. All right. You fucking hell. You know, you got me there, brother. You got me there. You know what, Andrew? Yeah. I'm going to have to, Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Yeah, you got me there, my guy. He doesn't start for Madrid consistently right now. But that's because we've been so shit that he's had to switch up the formation quite a few times. But, guys, keep getting your chats in, right? Make sure that you guys continue to smash that like button so that you can get in the live chat. And also turn on those post notifications, right? So you guys don't miss whenever I drop a new video or I go live. But let's keep it going, right? Now, we know that the January transfer window is right around the corner. So, of course, you're about to see a lot of moves and players that have gotten linked to us. Now, a surprising link that we've had recently is Van Dijk. Now, we all know about the Trent Alexander-Arnold rumors, and we'll talk about that a little bit as well. But I want to focus on Van Dijk to start off this segment. Now, look, chat, Van Dijk, just like Trent, is going to be a free agent at the end of this season. Now, I don't know what the hell Liverpool got going on. I think they got a bunch of dumbasses running their club. Because in what planet, what universe would you allow Trent, Van Dijk, and Mo Salah's deals to run down this low? They got to be one of the most incompetent clubs in the top 5 leagues. If I was a Liverpool supporter, I know that they're top of the league. I know that Liverpool currently on form are the best team in Europe. But if I was a Liverpool fan, I would be outside of Anfield protesting every single day. Because I'm telling you something right now. If Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent leave, they are finito. They are finished. Now, Virgil van Dijk to Real Madrid. Let's discuss. Would you take him at the club? Because shit, I would take Van Dijk immediately. This guy is arguably the greatest center back that's ever played in the Prem. Right now, he is still the best center back in the Premier League. He's playing at a very high level. Him and Konate for Liverpool have been phenomenal, right? Because of Van Dijk, Liverpool have been one of the best defensive teams in Europe for the better part of like 8 or 7 years now. He's been there damn near as long as Klopp was, and now you still see him cooking underneath Arne Slot. So, yeah, with the defensive issues that we have at the club, I would take Virgil van Dijk, especially on a free. Now, what I will say, his age is a factor that I think the club will consider, right? Van Dijk is like 32 or 33 years old. He's not a young spring chicken. My guy is moving up there in age. Now, I still think that Van Dijk is playing at a very high level, right? I believe that this guy defensively in 1v1s is amazing. On corners, as a threat in the air, amazing. And he's good from playing out the back with the ball at his feet. There's nothing that Van Dijk cannot do. Now, again, he is about 32 or 33 years old. So what I would say is if we were to offer him a deal, and I think we should, if he has not signed a new deal by the time January comes around, I do believe that Real Madrid should reach out to his representatives because our back line is so thin, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I would not offer him a long-term deal. I'd be willing to offer Van Dijk 2 years. But how I would do it is it would be a 1-year deal, and then the club have the option to extend it for another. That's how I would view it. Now, we know how thin we've been in defense, right? I mean, look at our back line the other day against Sevilla. I'm playing 2 midfielders and a right winger in my back line, okay? We are very thin. And I've been telling you guys, I think next summer we need to have a defensive revolution at the club. I think we need at least 2 center backs. I need a right back, and I need a left back. And we'll talk about the left back in a little bit. But, chat, I don't even want to see us linked with an attacker next summer. All of our resources and funds needs to be going to the back line and then the midfield with a deep line playmaker because we still don't have a Toni Kroos replacement. But defensive issues, that's the main priority. The only fit center back that we have right now is Rodrygo and Raul Asensio. Militao done his ACL. Nacho in the summer went to Saudi. Right back, we're playing Lucas Vazquez. Lucas Vazquez, he had a good game recently against Sevilla, but he's shit, okay? That guy is barbecue chicken in defense. I think every one of us in this chat would beat Lucas Vazquez in a 1v1 situation. That guy couldn't cover a light pole, okay? So I need a right back because Danny Carvajal got a big injury, ACL. He's done for the season. And we need to start looking at a long-term solution at right back because we did give Carvajal a 1-year deal, and next season will be his last at Real Madrid. That's why we're looking at Trent. And then left back, I'm not going to get into that because we will be talking about that a little later in the show. But Van Dijk, for sure, I think the club should look at him. But I think his age is a problem, right? Now, the issue that we have at Madrid is because the board fucked up in the summer window and they only brought in Mbappe, it's left us very thin. And while I would love for us to go in for Van Dijk in January, right? Maybe go to Liverpool and say, yo, here's 50 million for both Trent and Van Dijk. Look, you rather lose them now or you'll lose them for free. It's not going to happen, right? This is not FIFA. The odds of us signing Van Dijk in January while Liverpool are in the middle of a title race and while they're one of the best teams in Europe, they would not do that. I think Liverpool would honestly rather lose him for free or risk it than them selling him in the middle of the season because their fans would burn down Anfield. They would. So it'd be a very hard deal. But I believe that Van Dijk walks into this Madrid team. Yes. And let's not get it confused. I love Rodrygo. I love Militao. These guys are not on Van Dijk's level. And Rodrygo this season has fallen off. Now, I'm not picking on Rodrygo because everybody in our team, I think, has fallen off this season. We've not been that good. But the level that Van Dijk is at right now is nuts. So, yeah, I would take him. But even if we do sign a Van Dijk, right, this cannot be the only center back signing that we make. I would want Saliba. I want Saliba too. You guys know Saliba is my main priority at center back. I think he needs to be the big money signing in the summer. And again, I said 2 center backs. Now, what I would say to that is, if you bring in a Van Dijk, I would now want 3 center backs because Van Dijk would be free. Yes, you'd have to pay his wages and give him a signing on bonus and the agent fees. But if you don't have to pay Liverpool for him, then yeah. If you bring in Van Dijk, I now want you to bring in 3 center backs. I'd want Van Dijk, who would be a free signing, right? Saliba, who would cost damn near 100 million. Maybe you could finesse Arsenal for a little bit less because Arsenal don't sell well. So maybe you could get them for like 80 to 90. But I think if Arsenal were competent, which, okay, they would be getting close to 100 M's for Saliba, maybe even 100 M's. And then I'd want another young center back, like somebody that's like 17 or 18 years old. Because then that way, you have your future and you have your present, if that makes sense. Van Dijk, come in, you give him a 2-year deal, right? 1 year, and then the second year could be an option that the club could pick up, whether they want to extend it or not. And then you bring in Saliba, who's what, 23 years old? Rolls-Royce defender? Then you bring in a younger center back than Saliba. Again, one that's 17 or 18, one that can be an understudy to all the guys above him. And then when, let's say, Rodrygo leaves in a season or two, then now we have this kid there to now we do have Raul Asensio, right? We still do have a Joan Martinez, who we saw in the preseason. But again, it's nothing wrong with strength in numbers because we have been so thin defensively for the last 18 months that I would not mind us having an overload of center backs. Now, I do need to know, would you guys take Van Dijk at Real Madrid on a free next summer? Now, let's talk about his partner, Trent, right? Trent, the right back. There's not too much more I can say about Trent Alexander-Arnold. I mean, we've talked about this guy so much, and everybody knows my opinions on it. I would take Trent right now at Real Madrid. Yes. He would be the excellent choice to replace Danny Carvajal. He's boys with Jude Bellingham, right? They're best friends. After the Euros, Trent was in America on vacation with Jude, and he was linking up with other Real Madrid players. He was also seen signing some Real Madrid kits. I truly do believe that Trent wants to leave. I think his head is already at Madrid. This guy is already thinking about nights at the Bernabéu, and I don't blame him. And I do think that there is a higher possibility of Real Madrid getting Trent than Van Dijk. And I think Trent needs to be a higher priority because of his age, to be fair. But look, we all know Trent Alexander-Arnold, phenomenal. I think he's the best right back in the world right now. And defensively this season, He's went up levels. Everybody talked about how shit he is defensively. I was one of those people a few years ago. I was one of those people that said Reece James is better than Trent. I still do believe that, by the way. And I would love for us to sign Reece James. But Reece James cannot stay fit to save his life. So Trent is better than him because Trent is more available. Trent is more reliable. But Reece James is the best right back if he's fit. The problem is the guy is never fit. So for me, Trent is my number one option at the club. And he's free. And he's already won everything that there is to win at Liverpool. Now, what I will say before I end this is that I think we do have a problem here. And we could loop in Van Dijk to this discussion as well, since the links are here. But an issue that we have is that Liverpool are on fire right now. Arne Slot has come in. He's doing an amazing job. Look at what they're cooking right now. They beat us 2-0 a few weeks ago. They absolutely cooked us in the UCL. How often do we see that? How often do Liverpool cook Real Madrid? Never! We owned them. But this season, they embarrassed us at Anfield. Now, if they go on to win the Premier League, which they should, right? They are by far the best team in the Prem. They're the best team in Europe on form, right? They're top of the Champions League table. They're mashing work right now. I think if they go out there and they win the Champions League and the Prem, if you're Trent, maybe you say, you know what? I don't need to leave. If you're Van Dijk, same thing. So I think their form does make this conversation a little more tricky. But I'm hoping that, look, Florentino Perez is a very persuasive guy. Anyways, get in the comment section and let me know, would you take Van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold on a free next summer? I mean, come on. 2 world-class players? But, yeah, man, could you imagine Trent with how good he is offensively with all that space that you get in La Liga? Because let's be real, right? La Liga is a much slower league. The Premier League is a much faster league than La Liga is. I think Trent would thrive with so much time on the ball. Now, obviously, he would need to keep up his defensive performances, but I think he would absolutely cook with us, to be honest. But, you know, maybe some of you guys don't agree, right? All right, here we go. Here we go. A lot of chats here. A lot of chats. Hold on. You know what the thing is, bro? Alaba's been out for so long, I forgot to bring him up, bro. Fucking hell, you're right. I forgot about Alaba. I think he comes back in January. But let's see what kind of player he is when he comes back. Injury, right? That was a big injury that he suffered, and it took him a long time to recover. So let's hope that him and Militao can be, you know what I'm saying, the same players that they were. But I think you would have to sell maybe a few center backs if you're going to bring in like 2. You probably have to sell like maybe a Alaba or a Militao. Whoever the club pick, I'm not really fussed about, but it's a good call out. Right back and at least 2 center backs, says Andrew. LOL, win all day, W name. Davies likes Liverpool too. Look, we'll talk about Alphonso Davies. Is it next? Yeah, actually, we will be talking about the left back stuff next. So, look, W comment. Chima says Madrid just need 1 center back. Just 1. That's all that we need. Brother, we do not need any attackers. And again, I think that we do need a Toni Kroos profile of player, but it's not the biggest priority. So I'm with you. Again, if we buy like a Florian Wirtz, if we sign a winger, the only attacker that I would not mind us getting is if we bring back like a Joselu, right? Because that profile of striker, an aerial threat up top would be needed because we don't have any aerial threats in our attack. All of our attackers are like 5'9", except for Jude. He's like 5 or he's like 6'1". But everybody else is pretty small. So yeah, we do need a tall striker that when we're struggling to break down teams, we can sub him on and start whipping crosses into the box. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's get a few more comments in here. Trent would get megged for fun in La Liga. Stop it. Nah, no, he won't. No, he won't. No, he won't. Don't disrespect my guy, Trent. Trent, Virgil van Dijk, and Saliba. Brother, one can dream. Oh, my days. That would be a very good summer. But again, we still need to address that left back. If we don't sign any right back, I will find Pablo Perez and do something. Yo, Wagwan. Big up, bro. Let me see. He can't even defend. I don't agree with that, bro. I don't agree with this narrative that Trent can't defend. I'm gonna be real. All news from TNL is false, bro. Now, well, you know what the thing is, right? There's just multiple links. Like, again, a lot of people would get in the comment section and say, oh, bro, you're making up rumors. I'm not a journalist. I just have fun talking about the rumors that are already out there. But, yeah, look, guys, let's move on. Big up to your damn selves, right? Keep getting your chats in and continue to smash that like button if you've not done so. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel as well and get in the live chat. Come on, guys. But, yeah, let's move on, though, right? Because, again, we got some other things to talk about, right? And look, man, Alphonso Davies, he's been linked with the club, right? Another player whose contract runs out at the end of this season. Now, look, we're all very familiar with this guy, left back at Bayern Munich, has been very successful at that club, has won Champions League. He's won multiple Bundesligas. This guy's trophy cabinet is stacked, and he has been a very important player for Bayern Munich. But it does seem like his time at the club can possibly be coming to an end, and he is a target for Real Madrid. Now, we are a very, very cheap club. The way that we attack free agents, it's so smart. But I'm like, brother, we've made over $1 billion last season. Why aren't we just spending some of that? Like, why are we waiting for free agents? But nonetheless, right, I understand why the club are looking at Alphonso Davies. Now, I do want to say that I was somebody who initially believed that left back was not that much of a priority for the club. But given what I've seen over the last few games, I think left back is getting to a point where it might be just as important as right back is. Now, obviously, right, our left backs are fit. Ferland Mendy and Fran Garcia, they're not injured. So it's not like we have an injury crisis. But I think that we're all coming to the realization that they're just not good enough. Because if you see this report right here, right, and we're going to go back to talking about Alphonso Davies, but the reason why I'm talking about Davies is because I saw this piece of news that was circulating, and it said neither Fran Garcia or Ferland Mendy convinced Ancelotti for the left back position. Now, some people might say this rumor right here is bullshit. But then I'll bring up, we just played Sevilla. Chat, who started at left back in that game? Camavinga did. Now, mind you, Fran Garcia and Ferland Mendy were both on the bench. And they did not play 1 minute. Neither of them got brought on. Camavinga started at left back. So when I saw this report, I'm thinking, you know what? This, to me, seems true. What other reason would Carlo Ancelotti have to drop our only two left backs and play a midfielder there? Now, we all know, look, Camavinga, baller. But we have left backs. But they've been dropped. So with that factoring in to this overarching defensive revolution that I think that we need to have, this is where, in my opinion, Alphonso Davies enters the mix. Now, you guys know Alphonso Davies is not my first choice. Would I take him? Yes. But there's other left backs that I prefer. But nonetheless, he's a very good player, right? But the issue with Alphonso Davies is where I see that Trent Alexander-Arnold has improved defensively. I can't say the same thing for Davies. I don't think that Alphonso Davies has improved defensively. I still see him getting cooked in 1v1s. Barcelona played Bayern Munich and cooked them. And Alphonso Davies, he failed the Lamine Yamal test. Now, look, Lamine Yamal is a baller, generational talent. So a lot of left backs are going to fail that test. But Alphonso Davies was getting cooked. And that does make me nervous because if we sign him, who do you think is going to be going against Lamine Yamal for the next 10 years? Davies. Now, again, what he's good at, he's great at it, right? Like, going forward, Alphonso Davies is a fucking monster. And he's versatile, right? Davies could play left back, left wing back, left midfielder, or left winger. He can play anywhere on that left side. Now, I think Davies' best position is as a left wing back because that allows him to get into the attack a lot more. But I still think he could do good at Real Madrid. Could you imagine Alphonso Davies overlapping Vinicius? Fucking hell. It'd be like the Flash and then another version of Flash. The pace would be ridiculous. And we saw it last season. Champions League semifinals. Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich at the Bernabéu. Alphonso Davies did not start due to injury. Serge Gnabry goes down injured in the first half. Bayern Munich subbed on Alphonso Davies as a left winger, and he cooked. Let's not forget that banger that he scored against us. So, I mean, look, the left wing is already very crowded for Real Madrid, so we don't need him to be a left winger for us, but he does give us a different dynamic in our attack with his overlapping skills, and he can also invert as well. So, yes, I would take Alphonso Davies, but again, not my first choice. You guys know who I want. I want Miguel Gutierrez from Girona. He's from Madrid's academy. We sold him to Girona a few seasons ago for cheap. And now, Miguel Gutierrez has transformed himself into one of the best left backs in the league. And we can buy him for only $8 million. Miguel Gutierrez is worth like 35 to 40 million. But because of the buyback clause that we have, he's super cheap. I would want Miguel Gutierrez over Alphonso Davies. I think the club could sell Fran Garcia, right? You could bin him for like 15 M's. And I like Fran Garcia. I just don't think that he's good enough to start. But I would cash in on him. You could probably get 15 million from some team in the Prem or maybe another La Liga club. And then use that 15 million and put 8 million of that towards Miguel Gutierrez. Now, I just made profit and I've bought a better player because I think Miguel Gutierrez is better than Fran Garcia. And then even if you don't rate Mendy anymore, then sell him and then you could sign Davies for free. So now I've just upgraded my left back position and I've only spent 8 million pounds or euros. Let me not say pounds. It's euros because we're in fucking Spain. So, you know, that's what I would do. But the club, they want the free signing. So I get it. Alphonso Davies, again, very good player, right? We've seen him at his peak. The issue that I have, again, is defensively and fitness-wise. I feel like he's been injured quite often for Bayern Munich. So, you know, with the injury record that we have going on at the club, I mean, fucking hell. Like, guys get injured here if they sneeze. It's crazy. But, yeah, man, let me know what you guys are saying about Alphonso Davies, right? Modern day fullback, bro. It seems like all the fullbacks nowadays are so good going forward. And then defensively, they just struggle. Like, look at Alphonso Davies, for example. Hakimi, Jeremy Frimpong, Pedro Porro, right? Guys like that. That's the mold, right? The João Cancelo regens, basically. Good on the ball, but a fullback's main job is to be defensive unless you're running a different kind of system. So, yeah, man, Davies, he hasn't signed a new deal at Bayern yet. We tried to sign him last summer, right? But Bayern, they didn't like the offer that we gave because they're stupid. I don't get how Bayern Munich could think that Alphonso Davies would cost a lot of money when his deal is running out. I think we offered them like 35 or 40 million. That's a very fair price. They said no. You know, Bayern Munich, they got their feelings hurt. They're usually the big club that takes all of the players from other clubs, right? This is why the Bundesliga is shit. Their biggest rivals are Dortmund, and they take Dortmund's best players, bro. How could we rate that league? That's like if Real Madrid was always taking Barcelona's best players. That's like me saying, that's like Florentino Perez going and buying Lamine Yamal. Like, that's what Bayern Munich do to Dortmund. So, look, Bayern are the big fish in a small pond, right? But then, when a megalodon, a great white shark, turns up, their feelings get hurt. So now they got to feel some pain. I would love if we signed Davies for free just to tell them that you're stupid for not taking that money last summer. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys would do with Alphonso Davies. Again, my first choice is Miguel Gutierrez, but the club just seemed really caught up on Alphonso Davies. And you know what's actually crazy? I just think that Miguel Gutierrez would be a steal. But if I could really get anybody in the world, chat, hear this. Virgil from Man City. Oh, my days. Virgil is a fucking baller. I think he's the best left back in the world, and it's not close. He can defend. He can attack. And we were linked to Virgil as well, but we didn't want to spend the money to bring him in because City's paid damn near like 90 million for him. So it'd be a very hard deal to get done, and it's probably not going to happen. But if I could take any left back in the world, it would be Virgil. He is phenomenal. But yeah, chat, get in the comment section. Let me know what you're saying. Alphonso Davies, yes or no? Here we go. Here we go. Let me see. Big up, bro. I started making videos, by the way. Hey, look, that's dope, man. The hardest part about YouTube is just getting started. So keep making content, my guy. And, you know, keep grinding. And trust me, the views and you'll get great people that find your channel. And I will subscribe to you as well. Matter of fact, I'll subscribe to you right now because I know I'm going to forget if I don't do it right now. Hold on. It's not letting me click your name. 1 second, brother. Sorry, chat. Give me a second. I want to subscribe to my guy's channel right here. But I'm not finding him to click his name. I'm looking at it from the YouTube studio. Huh. All right, I'm going to write it down because I don't want to waste too much time. Hold on, let me write down your channel name. Sava. All right, bro. Yeah, I'll subscribe to you, my guy. Just keep being consistent. Davies also likes... No, for sure, right? They got Hansi Flick there as well. I think every club will be looking to sign Alphonso Davies because when you have a player of that level available for free, I think that you'd be an idiot to not sign him or try to sign him, right? Every big club should be contacting his agent. But yeah, I mean, look, but Barca don't need him though, to be honest, because Barca, you guys already have Alejandro Bade. So if he goes to Barcelona, is he going to hold bench? I don't know. Let's see. Trent is also, not Trent. Davies is also being linked to United. I think that Manchester United make the most sense, especially because they play that back three with Amorim. I think Alphonso Davies definitely does have the physicality and the pace to play in the Premier League. We know that the Prem is a pace and power league. So, yeah, I think United would probably be the best fit for him. But, you know, we will be talking about this in a little bit, my guy, but there are some links with Zidane, my guy. There are. Let me see. Trent is one of the worst defenders I've seen. Brother, come on. We've all seen you play football, my guy. That you are the worst defender that we've ever seen. Nah, big up, bro. I'm just fucking with you, man. Yeah, Mendy did sign a new deal early in the season. Not over the summer. I think it was like October, maybe. But that doesn't mean anything. You can still bin him. Yo, well, the thing is, Camavinga is the best left back that we have. And he's a midfielder. So, I mean, that says a lot, right? Disaster at the back with Trent and Davies in your team. Yeah, I think we probably we're gonna talk about that when I get to the Xabi Alonso topic. But you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. That is something that does make me a little bit nervous, is having both of them as my fullbacks, if that is the case. But we'll talk about that when I get to Xabi Alonso. That's gonna be the last thing that we're gonna do, because we're going to also build what we would possibly look like next season if some of these transfers are true. I think that could be fun, right? Hold on, chat. All right. Few more, guys. Few more. Then we'll move on, because we're already over an hour, and we still got a few more things to talk about. So big up your damn selves. Let me see. Yeah, there were rumors about Szoboszlai. I talked about that on the last Madrid hype, but I didn't clip it out and post it. So if you do want to hear my thoughts on Szoboszlai, then you got to watch the last one from last week. I do rate Szoboszlai, though, but we just don't need him. He's not the profile that we need at the moment. Let me see. Read my chats. Bruv, I've read multiple of your chats, right? There's a lot of people in here. Everybody wants to get their chat read. I'm trying to do the best that I can. You're not entitled to me reading your chat, right? I appreciate you for being here, but some of your chats are just going to get missed, okay? If I was to sit here and read every single chat, I'd be here for 4 hours, okay, bro? So, let's not be entitled. Other people's chats have to be read as well. I've read multiple of your chats, brother. But relax, okay? I like Miguel Gutierrez. Not athletic, but very... And the thing is, Gutierrez is also pretty decent in defense as well. Let me see. Yeah. Check it out. And I do have what's it called? I have chapters in that video as well, so you'll be able to quickly find where I talk about Szoboszlai. So yeah, it's all good. But don't leave to watch that, right? Chill out here. And then, after I end it, then go check it out, bro. I don't want to lose you right now. Guys, don't forget, at the end of this stream, I will be gifting out 10 memberships before we get out of here as a Christmas gift to all the people that support me. So, stick around. True, my bad. Now, look, you don't have to apologize, bro. And, I didn't mean to call you out like that. I just happened to see it, and I just wanted to address it. But it's all good, my guy. Big up, bro. Let me see. W Carnage. Look, I appreciate that, man. W chat every single time. Dang, 75 people on a non-stream. You getting big, bro. No Diddy. Wait a minute. No Diddy.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Nah, look, man. Big up to my guy, Hubris. And again, man, look. So much fun doing these streams. I've been talking for over an hour, dog. And the shit feels so easy because of you guys. Literally. So big up to your damn selves every single time. And keep getting your chats in, right? Oh, big up to my guy. He says he's not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. Nah, I appreciate that, bro. But let's move forward, though, right? We still do have a couple of things that we got to talk about, chat. And the next piece of transfer news is the links with Atalanta's midfielder, Ederson. Now, how do you guys feel about Ederson? Because I rate Ederson. I really like Ederson. I think he is a baller. And if you guys don't know, I am part Brazilian, okay? No, I have no Brazilian heritage, but they do call me Willinho, Carninho, whatever you want to phrase it, right? I'm not Brazilian, but I feel Brazilian, okay? They are my favorite national team. So whenever I see Brazil players, I always think, this guy might be a good player. Now, all jokes aside, right? Atalanta have a very good midfielder on their hand, right? Ederson is a very good player. And I think a lot of bigger clubs would love to sign this guy. But the thing is, I don't think we need him at Real Madrid. Now, you guys know, I always say, in the summer, we need a bunch of defenders, and I need a deep line playmaker in that midfield. And I just don't think that Ederson fits that profile. Now, I think to describe the kind of player that he is, right? Ederson is like a mix of Camavinga and Tchouaméni. He's more so on the Camavinga side, but I think he has good qualities that both of them possess, right? Like defensively, Ederson is a solid DM. He's also very good on the ball, like a Camavinga, right? He's a player that can receive the ball from the back line. He can create space. His passing is very good, but it's his short passing that he stands out with. Ederson is not a deep line midfielder that's going to be able to complete long passes at a consistent level. And that's why I'm saying that we don't need him, even though I rate him. So when I'm talking about a Toni Kroos replacement, chat, obviously there's nobody in world football that's on the level of Toni Kroos. Nobody. But there are players that I believe have similar skill sets, right? This is why I like Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea. That is the kind of midfielder that I would want us to sign. Because you see how this season, right? You see us making these runs, right? How many times have we saw Jude Bellingham make runs from deep lying positions and nobody is there to find him? How many times do you see Lucas Vazquez overlapping on that right wing and nobody's finding him? Last season, Toni Kroos was finding everybody. Carvajal would be making that run. Kroos is spraying that long ball to him. We don't have that now. And I think that we are missing it. And to be honest, I think we need a midfielder of that Toni Kroos profile so much that I say it all the time. Whenever Toni Kroos comes back to watch Madrid play, I always say, do not let him leave without him signing a new deal. Kidnap him. Now, I'm joking when I say that, right? But I'm kind of serious as well. Toni Kroos, fucking phenomenal player, and we could use him right now. We look so imbalanced. To me, Toni Kroos leaving and us not replacing him in the summer, that is the biggest issue, in my opinion, with why we look so imbalanced in a lot of our games this season. But as far as Ederson is concerned, very good player, and he does deserve a move to a bigger club, but just not us. I've seen reports that Real Madrid, they view him as a Casemiro kind of player, but I just think it doesn't make sense to bring him in if I already have Camavinga, if I have a Tchouaméni. So then where would Ederson play? And like, what qualities does he give me that those two really don't? As I said, he's like a mix of both. But he's not better defensively than Tchouaméni. And he's also not, I think maybe he is, I think he's up there with Camavinga on the ball. But I don't believe that Ederson is as good of a ball progressor than Camavinga. Camavinga on the ball, when he's going up the pitch, oh my gosh. My guy is gliding. But I just think other clubs need him more than we do, right? Like, he's being linked to Liverpool, right? They need a midfielder of his profile, right? He's more of an 8 than a 6. But he's a deep line 8, if that makes sense. But Liverpool, right? They're cooking right now. But they don't have a midfielder that I think has this profile of an Ederson. Now, Gravenberch and McAllister have been doing a great job for them. But I definitely think that Ederson would be a great boost for Liverpool's midfield, right? A team like Man City, their midfield has been shit. They are getting ran through. Yo, teams are playing Man City, and they're just bending over their defense and pumping them. Literally. City's defense gets spread open like the Red Sea. It's crazy. So, yeah, I predict he ends up at Man City. And I think Man City will probably sign him in January because they need to. Like, I don't think that people understand how bad City's midfield is. The other game, I swear they started fucking Bernardo Silva and Ilkay Gundo in a double pivot. What kind of pathetic, weak double pivot is that? So, yeah, I think City are going to either sign Zubimendi or sign Ederson in January because I think that they just need him more, right? He's also being linked to Manchester United. They could use him as well. And us. That said, Really good player. But just don't need him. And if you bring him in, then you would have to sell, in my opinion, maybe a Tchouaméni. And I don't think that I'd want to get rid of either a Tchouaméni or Camavinga for an Ederson. But I do like watching him play, right? When we played them in the UCL this season, I think he was arguably their best player. He looked really good against us. He was creating space, right? He's very good with the ball in tight spaces like that. Again, his short passing is not bad, and he can progress the ball. And there were times, and I've watched Atalanta play a handful of times, like probably like 3 times this. No, because, okay, twice they played us in Super Cup. We did a watch long for that. I also watched him against us in the Champions League, so that's twice. And then I think it was Atalanta versus Inter. I was going to do a watch long, but I didn't, but I still watched it. So I've watched him like 4 or 5 times this season. And I've been impressed a majority of the times that I've watched him play. And I would take him at the club if that was the profile that we needed. But again, the only midfielder that we should be looking at next season is one that can make excellent passes from deep line positions. And that's just not him. Still a very good player. And I think whoever gets him is going to be getting a baller. But we don't need to go out there and spend $60 million to sign an Ederson. But I do want to know what you guys think about this midfielder. Would you take him at the club? Yay or nay? Nah, big up, my guy. Mez says, no way. Let me see. Red says, I don't know about Ederson. Very interesting. Okay. He's a nice player, but is he a need for Madrid? Exactly. That's how I view it as well. Big up Common Sensei. Bro, are you crazy? My pro club's character is Brazilian. His name is Carninho. Ask Staffy. Ask any of those other frauds, okay? Brazil is my favorite national team. And to be fair, all that I'm saying is, right, my mom, right, she's from South America. She's from a country called Guyana. Guyana and Brazil, their borders touch. So I can cross the border from Guyana to go into Brazil, or I don't know if you can do that, but their borders, they touch, chat. So maybe there is some Brazilian blood down the lineage. You know what I'm saying? Look, okay? Don't try and ruin this for me, bro. Like, just let me have it. Oh, my gosh. Damn, nobody calls me that, little bro? All right, man. Look, man, fair enough, bro. Fair enough, man. You guys are such party poopers. Andrew says, sorry for your recent losses in Brazil. You're talking about with the national team, right? I just want to make sure that we're not talking about like some natural disaster. Because I think they had a flood. Let's act like you're talking about the national team. Bro, Dorville Jr. is a fucking bum. Brazil got Peter Griffin managing their national team, and he's so bad. Like, Brazil have all that talent, and they play football like they're fucking born. No, let me not even use that team because they're cooking. They play football like they're Everton. I just don't get it. The Brazil manager should have been sacked a long time ago. I traveled to Copa America in Los Angeles to see them draw. Okay, so you were talking about the national team. Yeah, bro. It's just so underwhelming, bro. Like, that manager must pay for his crimes. I'm going to be real. Only player close to Cruz profile is Paredes from Roma. I've not watched one Roma game this season. So I know of this player, but I don't watch him that often. I think Enzo Fernandez, bro. That's my like there's other players obviously, but that's just my first choice. But yeah, maybe I'll check out this player and see like what he's like. Maybe I'll have to watch some highlights because I'm not watching Roma. I find Serie A so boring. Like, I watched the Napoli game earlier this season, brother. I had to like fight sleep. It's crazy. Yo, bro, Enzo's long-range passing, phenomenal, bro. I'm kind of pissed off that he's on great form right now with Chelsea. I wanted his form to kind of just be mid so that we could possibly, because, you know, Chelsea might not want to sell him now. Hubert says, no. City's midfield needs legs badly. Facts. Ooh, okay. He's saying yes, he would take Ederson. Unk is as Brazilian as Jack Grealish. Brother. Oh my gosh. Come on, bro. Don't do me like that, bro. Don't do me like that. Let me see. Nah, bro. I'm not really Brazilian. Nah, I'm not. I'm not. It's just my favorite national team, so I cosplay. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Yo, let's move on, though, okay? Because, again, now we are coming towards the end of the show, right? We only have 2 more topics to talk about. We're not going to make it too long, right? Because I do want to gift out these memberships, and it is Christmas Eve. So I want you guys to go out there and, you know, spend some good time with your family. And again, yo, big up to everybody that's in here. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you've not done so. Get in the live chat and turn on those post notifications. Now, this one should be fun, chat, but let's talk about some managerial stuff because we know that Carlo Ancelotti has lost a lot of support with fans this season. You guys know I was somebody that was defending Carlo earlier in the season, but I am Carlo out, right? I've been very underwhelmed with him tactically this season. We've been playing shit. He's not making the right subs. He wasn't using Arda. He's not using Endrick, right? Again, it's a lot of things that I could get into on why I'm not feeling Carlo. But with how bad we've been from majority, and again, when I say bad, right, we've still been winning games. We've still been picking up points, but just on the pitch, right? If you've watched us this season, then you know how mid we have been. But with that being said, right, we're being linked to managers, right, such as Xabi Alonso, and we'll talk about him a little later. But one that I was kind of calling out is that there's rumors about Zidane wanting one of 2 jobs, right? One of those being Real Madrid, the other being the French national team. Now, let's be honest. Are we surprised? No. Like, if this is a surprise to you, you've probably not been following the rumors for that long. Let me tell you something right now. Zinedine Zidane could get any job he wants right now. I'm pretty sure every club that has needed a manager, every big club, I should say, has reached out to him, and he's rejected them. Now, I think, would you guys take Zidane back at Real Madrid? Let's get into that first. I would. When I was calling for Carlo's head, I said, yo, bring Zidane in as an interim. Why not? Because, again, I don't think tactically we can get much worse this season. Now, we all know the last time that he managed the club was, the 2020-2021 season. And let's be honest, chat, that was not a good season. I don't think that we won a trophy, right? And Zidane left, and he's not managed since. Now, the reports are saying, right, that he has 2 clear ideas, only for 2 projects, Real Madrid or France. But they're also saying that he knows a return to Madrid is impossible and wishes Ancelotti the best. But I don't agree with that. I do not believe that a return for Zidane is impossible. I would rather have Zidane than Xabi Alonso. I'm not sold on Xabi Alonso. If Zidane wants to come back to the club, you bring him back. You guys saw what he did, right? The 3-peat in the UCL, 2 La Ligas, multiple other trophies. Zidane is a legend here. And it's so crazy because Zidane's like a very unique case, right? He's one of those few players that were amazing when they were playing, right? Zidane is arguably one of the greatest midfielders of all time. And then he became a manager, and now he's built up an amazing legacy as a manager. He's won. Zidane has completed football as a player and as a manager. Now, as far as Real Madrid are concerned, right? I think this is Carlo's last season. It's time to go. I'm not happy with him. I'm not happy with his tactics. Again, I already listed off a few things. Point is, I just don't think that Carlo is at the level that he needs to be to manage this squad. And I did say before that I would take Zidane back on an interim basis. If he does well, make him the manager. Now, the odds of Carlo getting sacked this season are pretty low because I think if Carlo was going to get sacked, it would have happened already. Now, I do see a situation, right, where Carlo can still be let go mid-season. Now, I don't want to see Carlo let go mid-season. I'd rather him be given a different role at the club because he is a legend, right? I've seen a lot of success as with Carlo being our manager. So I don't want him to be just fired as if he's a bum, right? Carlo's not a bum. But I think, chat, if hypothetically, if we fail to qualify for the knockout stage of the UCL, I think Carlo's job is in danger. If we get knocked out early in the Copa del Rey, I think Carlo's job is in danger. Those are the two scenarios where I could see him getting sacked this season. Now, the question is, well, if Carlo is sacked, then who would you give it to? Again, Zidane is sitting at home. He's not doing anything. How many big clubs do you think would have reached out to him? I'm pretty sure Manchester United, right? They would have probably reached out to him. Fucking hell, they had Ten Hag as their manager. You're telling me that they would have taken Zidane? Chelsea probably. Maybe Man City might reach out to him for when Pep leaves. You also got Bayern Munich. Last season, they needed a manager. They reached out to Zidane. He rejected them. Liverpool, they needed a manager. I'm telling you, teams want him. But I think Zidane's legacy is so untouchable that if he was to go to any other club, right? Let's say if Zidane went to Manchester United, right? And if they struggled, and if they were still playing shit football, and if they weren't winning trophies, he would now tarnish his legacy as a manager. And I don't think that Zidane is willing to risk the legacy that he's built up as a manager by going to a struggling team. And I don't view Zidane as a rebuild kind of manager. I think Zidane is the kind of manager that needs to go to a club that's already established. Like a Man City, for example. We know that they're playing shit, but they still have a very talented squad. And they have unlimited money to spend. I think Zidane would do well at a Man City. Bayern Munich. I thought there was a high chance that he would take that job when they needed a manager last summer after they sacked Tuchel. But he said no. That surprised me. I thought he would cook at Bayern Munich. Maybe a PSG. But no, actually, no, not PSG. Because I think he has allegiance to, is it Marcel? So yeah, maybe he wouldn't do the PSG thing. But I think he would risk his legacy to come back to Real Madrid, right? And the French team, I think the French national team, they should have hired him. Because Didier Deschamps is shit. Have you guys been watching France in the Euros? Have you watched them in the Nations League? They are awful. That French national team has so much quality. They are probably the most stacked nation in the world when it comes to football and talent. They have about 3 teams that they could put out that would all cook. And these guys are out there playing haram ball. And I said it in a few watch-alongs, right? Didier Deschamps must have some blackmail on the France FA's president. Because how the hell have they not sacked that bum by now? I get it. Look, he's won them the World Cup and all these things. It's phenomenal what he's done with them. But yeah, he is trash nowadays. So you would think that Zidane would have gotten that job, but here he is, still not managing. And I just want to know if you guys would take him back. Again, my first choice to replace Ancelotti at the end of the season is Jurgen Klopp. Who knows if that would happen, but I would not be opposed to Zidane. I think he runs the kind of system that I like, right? The 4-3-3, sometimes the 4-2-3-1, right? We saw him like utilize Benzema and like that kind of like false 9 role. And he's come in before, after he's left to help us out, right? Like after we got slapped up by Ajax, who was our manager? It was Solari. And then we fired Solari, right? Then we brought back Zidane, right? Zidane comes back in. Then the 2019-2020 season, we win La Liga, right? Now, I know that, again, in 2020, 2021, we didn't win anything. And it didn't really end on a high like we would have liked it to. But I think the players would be motivated to play for him. And I think we would also be able to utilize his, what's the word? I'm drawing a blank here, so I'm not going to even try and just like, I'm not going to try and figure out that word. But point is, we can use Zidane as a short-term solution. That's what I'm basically trying to say, right? You bring him in on a 2-year deal, stabilize the club a bit, right? Bring in some more transfers, let him, get to work with these players. And I think that he would cook with us. And again, his tactics, I like them more than Xabi Alonso's. I don't like the back three. So I would definitely take Zidane back. But what are you guys saying? Let's see. Big up to Cole, says W. Nah, W chat, man. Oh, my guy speaking Italian. He says, ciao. Bro, big up to you. Nah, big up to you, my guy. Welcome. R9 managing Brazil could be like Zidane at Madrid. Him and Vinny would win the next World Cup in a landslide. I don't think that R9 is going to be Brazil's manager. I think that R9 is trying to be Brazil's president for the FA, not the manager. Xavi needs a job? You know what? Yeah, I don't think that Xavi would be that bad as the kit man for Real Madrid, right? Like, we need somebody to, make sure that the kits are fresh and washed after the games, right? We could use somebody to cut the grass at the training ground and them things. Yeah. I think Xavi could do a good job. Yes to Zidane. Let me see. I don't think Zidane fits this kind of team. Need a manager that can coach this team. Zidane works best with already proven players like Carlo. You know what? That's a good way to look at it. It is. Because, let's be honest, Zidane is not a tactician per se. And maybe we would still have the same issues that we do underneath Carlo. Because when Zidane was cooking at Madrid, right, this guy had a team full of generational level players, bro. It's a good point, man. Like, you got Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, Prime Ramos, Prime Varane, Prime Marcelo, right? Danny Carvajal, Toni Kroos, Casemiro, Luka Modric. Yeah, that's a great point, because with a team like that, you don't even have to tell them what to do. But with the team that we have, we are seeing that we do need a little bit more structure. So that's a good point. But I think he can get into his tactic bag, though, for sure. Let me see. Xabi's the only man for the job? I guess, bro. I don't know. We'll talk about Xabi in a few seconds. And then, we'll gift these subs and get out of here. But, yo, Merry Christmas to you, my guy. I appreciate that. And Merry Christmas to everybody that's in the chat. All right. Yeah. Enough about that Zidane stuff. You guys can keep putting in your comments about it if you want to. But I do want to get into the last story that we have to talk about. And then we'll gift these memberships. And then we'll dip. All right, guys? So, look. Xabi Alonso has been getting linked to Real Madrid for like the last 18 months. Right? And there's more stories about how Madrid are the only club that he would leave Leverkusen for because he's very comfortable in Germany right now. Obviously, he's comfortable, right? A lot of clubs wanted Xabi Alonso to be their manager heading into this season, right? You had Liverpool, who he played for. They needed a new manager. He rejected them. You needed Bayern Munich, right? They had a manager opening spot. He rejected them. So obviously, right, I think he only stayed at Leverkusen for one more season because he wants the Madrid job. Why else would you reject a Bayern Munich, right? So I think more than likely he will be our next manager. And while he's not my first choice because I don't like the tactics, I do not like a back three, I get why the club want to bring him in. Xabi Alonso has done a phenomenal job at Bayer Leverkusen, right? They won the Bundesliga last season, right? He is the first team to win the Bundesliga over Bayern Munich in like over a decade, right? Because Bayern won it like 11 straight years. And then Leverkusen, they rocked up last season and they snatched Bayern's chain. So I get why the club are looking at him, right? Everybody wants to go and get a young manager, right? That's what the trend is nowadays. Xabi Alonso could come in and be our manager for the next 4 to 5 years. Now, the reason why I'm a bit skeptical on Xabi, right? One is the tactics. I think that shit sucks. And two, would he be able to deal with the pressure of being Madrid's manager? I know that he's played for us, won UCL with us, but being the manager of Madrid is very different than being a player. Like, there's no pressure on Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen. Yes, they won the league, and they did it invincible while also winning another domestic trophy. But at the same time, right? If he would have just came 5th last season, that would have been fine. If he comes 5th this season, that will be fine because there's no real pressure there. How many times have we seen players come back to manage their former clubs and it doesn't work out? I think everybody is hoping that he can do like what Zidane has done. And I'm not saying that he can't. And I'm not saying that he's not a good manager. It's just I'm a bit skeptical about Xabi Alonso. That's all. So I do have my criticisms, but again, what he's been doing at Leverkusen is fantastic. And I do rate him for staying. And I also rate Leverkusen for keeping all of their main players. Because usually when a team like that has a great season, they get rated. And they didn't get rated that past summer. I thought that they would lose a majority of their good players. They were able to keep Florian Wirtz. They kept Jeremy Frimpong, right? They kept Granit Xhaka. They kept Hincapie, the center back. They kept like Grimaldo and all these other guys that contributed to them cooking last season. And they decided to go again. And I think right now, Leverkusen, at the time of me recording this, they're sitting like 2nd in the Bundesliga. So there is a chance that they can win it again. And if they win the Bundesliga 2 years in a row, then I'm not going to complain about us bringing him in then. Fair enough. He's earned it. But I just don't think that we have the personnel to run the system that he likes to use. And I do want to get into that, right? Now, chat, let's build the 11 that I think Real Madrid would employ underneath Xabi Alonso. And we're going to be factoring in the transfer rumors as well, right? Let's just see if this makes sense. And the thing that might get a lot of you guys upset is that with the 3-4-2-1 that he likes to run, a lot of players that you guys love are not going to be in this starting 11 because there's not going to be room for everybody. So as I said, let's go into a dreamland right now. Xabi Alonso is the favorite to become Real Madrid's manager. And let's just see how it could look with the players that we have and with some players that we are being heavily linked to, chat. So, look, in goal, you would still have to put Courtois in there, right? Spelled that wrong. But Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world. And unless he leaves in the summer because maybe Saudi put in a crazy bid for him, I don't think he's going anywhere next season, right? He's going to be very crucial for us heading into next season. And any manager that we bring in would be an idiot to not be starting a Thibaut Courtois. This guy has been arguably our best player this season. Now, at right center back, remember, chat, we are going to factor in possible summer signings because he wouldn't be our manager until next season. So I'm going to just say, chat, Saliba, okay? Just hear me out. Hear me out. Saliba, I think we will sign him in the summer. For me, he will be that big money move that we make. I think Saliba needs to be the highest priority next summer. He's young. He can be our center back for the next decade. And I think he is the most talented center back in the world right now. And if Arsenal keep losing, if they keep fucking around, why would Saliba stay? How many times do you think Saliba wants to come second? How many times do you think he wants to go without winning a trophy? He's already talked about him wanting to win trophies. And you already know, we are France FC. Tchouaméni, Ferland Mendy, Camavinga, and Mbappe. I need all of them to put Saliba in a WhatsApp group chat and convince him to force this move. Now, again, you guys know, I think we need a defensive revolution at the club. And I think Saliba needs to be one of those center backs that we sign. But yeah, chat, I would go Saliba at right center back if we're able to sign him. Now, I think Rodrygo would be in the middle. And then with the players that will be available, right? I think maybe the left side of center back, you might put David Alaba there, right? I think, look, and we will talk about it at the end. Again, some players that you guys like may miss out. Like Militao. Who knows what he's going to be like when he comes back from injury? This guy has torn his ACL in back-to-back seasons. Militao might be cooked. So maybe David Alaba would be the left side of center back. Now, left wing back. This is where Alphonso Davies comes in. I think this makes perfect sense. If you bring in Alphonso Davies and you put him a little higher up the pitch and you allow him to run up and down this wing right here, oh my goodness me, he would cook. So if Xabi Alonso does come in, then I think Alphonso Davies would be an excellent signing for him. Now, here's where it gets tricky, chat. And this is where I struggle a little bit. Because what the hell are we going to do in these two center mid spots? I mean, fucking hell. And this is where, again, I don't really like the back three because with the personnel that we have, players that I like are not going to be starting. So, I think, you got to go Camavinga, right? I love Tchouaméni, bro. I love Tchouaméni, man. But I don't think that Tchouaméni is better than Camavinga. So I think Camavinga would have to start in this lineup, right? And I think next to him, you got to go Valverde. Valverde is irreplaceable in this midfield. What a player that Fede Valverde is. And I think this is how the two CMs would look. Now, right back, or right wing back, I should say, this is where Trent figures into the equation. Now, hear this, chat. You remember earlier when somebody said, oh, Alphonso Davies and Trent as your fullbacks, Madrid are cooked. And I would agree with that if we run a back four. But in a back three, where they will be utilized as wing backs, they would be excellent signings. They're both very good going forward, right? Trent would have free reign on the right side. He'll be able to overlap with whoever I put here in this position. And Alphonso Davies can do the same, right? They're both great on the ball, crossing it in and whatnot. So this is how I think we look here. Now, the 210s. Then you got to go Vinicius. Undroppable, right? Let's not get crazy now. Vinicius will have to start in this team. And then next to him, Jude, right? I think we all see that the higher up the pitch Jude is, the better things look. And then in the 9, got to go Mbappe. So, again, this is just me factoring in some of the transfer rumors that we had. But this is how I think we could possibly look underneath Xabi Alonso. And if we have this 11 out there, then I don't mind it. But again, some people's favorites are missing out, right? Like there's no Tchouaméni. There's no Rodrygo. There's no Arda Güler. Just to throw out a couple of names, right? There's no Militao in this back line. But I think this would cook. So I want to know what you guys think. But how I believe it works, right? And it could work multiple ways. If you start Vinny in the 10 right here, right? Obviously, I think that he would favor drifting towards the left, right? And then you could maybe say that Jude can stay central more so. And then you could let's say, Trent be able to overlap. So now you still do have that width on the right wing that we're badly missing, right? Trent is such a threat, right? He could put in crosses. He's a great passer, great from free kicks, great from corners. And then I think on the left side, this is where things get tricky because I do believe that Vinicius would want to still drift left, right? Now, Alphonso Davies, he can now invert or, right, times where Vinicius does stay central and he overlaps. But I think this is a well-balanced team. And with all the rumors that we have, this is how I think that we possibly line up underneath Xabi Alonso. I want to know what you guys are saying. And then we'll get into these membership gifts. Let me see. Yo, big up to Coast. Is the Discord up yet? No, not yet. Not yet. I will be doing that soon. It's just kind of tricky, like having to learn how to make the Discord and stuff. But no. We will be doing that for the new year. So don't worry, brother. Rodrygo over Vinny, better passer and reader of the game. I do agree with that in terms of those 2 points. But Vinicius is just way more prolific, to be honest. Do you play FC 25? Nah, it's kind of shit. I'm gonna be honest, bro. And I don't necessarily think that Rodrygo is a better passer than Vinicius. I think he's as good of a passer because Vinicius' passing is underrated, bro. But I do agree. I would say that Rodrygo, I agree in terms of he does have a better understanding in terms of I think he's better at slowing down the game than Vinicius is. Saliba is a must. Absolutely, Vinny's responsible for 40% of Real Madrid's lost possession. What? Is that true? I have to see that stat, bro. That's a mad stat, bro. Let me see. There's no way you watch Real Madrid on a weekly basis and generally believe when you put better crosses than Vinicius. Okay, I think that you guys are arguing about Vinny and Rodrygo, which is okay. Let me see. But Jude is the complete player, better than all of... Nah, Jude's not better than Vinicius or Rodrygo as a footballer. As a midfielder, yes. And I do like Jude. I think he's a baller, but no. Let's see. W? Okay, bet. All right, yo, chat. I see that you guys are arguing about Vinicius and Rodrygo. It's a good debate to have, but not one that I'm going to take part in because I do want to end things right here. But as I said, guys, at the beginning of the live stream, right? Happy Merry Christmas to all you guys that celebrate. And if you celebrate something else, big up to you as well, right? But I do want to gift you guys some memberships because we've grown a lot since last season, chat. And I always say it, bro. You guys make doing these live streams so easy. It was harder doing content last season when nobody was watching me, when it was like 1 or 2 people. But, I think that we've built a really good community, and I do appreciate every single person that watches, that smashes the like button, that gets in the live chat, that just watches. Even if you don't talk, I appreciate you as well. So we're going to gift out some memberships just as a thank you. And I do want to just put this asterisk out there, right? This is random. I don't get to pick who gets it. I just gift them, and YouTube, they pick who gets it. So, if you don't get it, don't be upset, right? It's not up to me who gets them. All right, guys? But yeah, look, man, every single watch along is dope. Every single live stream is dope. Look, I'm doing this stream at 7:30 p.m. my time. I know that it's probably later for some people who are in the UK or in other parts of Europe, and yet you guys are here, right? There's other way bigger YouTubers that you guys could watch, that you guys can join their watch-alongs, but you guys watch mine, and that really does mean a lot, guys. So look, man, big up to your damn selves. And let me figure out, because I do know, hold on. You know what? I might have to do it like this because it's not letting me do it from the studio. So 1 second, chat. Hold on. Let me do it like this. All right. Can I do it here? Let me see. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to be gifting out 10 memberships, chat. Again, it's random, so I can't pick who gets it. So again, don't be upset with me, guys, but here we go. Here we go. Let me see. So I can gift 5 right now. Oh, no, it's only letting me gift 5. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. 1 second, chat. You know what? Nope. I got another 5 that I can gift. Okay, so if you guys get a membership right now, let me know in the chat, right? But 5 more are going to be gifted out right now. So let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I need you guys to, let me see. Let me see. Okay, if you get a membership, right? Put like a W in the chat. Again, guys, it's random. So whoever doesn't get one, you know, I'm sorry about that, guys, but yeah, 10 were gifted out. Look, that's just a little thank you for you supporting me. I don't think I'll be back tomorrow, right? It's Christmas, so you guys definitely enjoy that time with your family, but we will be back Thursday, and maybe tomorrow I'll post some clips from like this live stream, but we will be back Thursday. We'll do a Chelsea Fulham watch along. That should be a very good game, but big up to everybody that got a membership, right? Again, how do you check where we give you the memberships? I don't know what you mean by that. And no Boxing Day watch-alongs. Let me see. Is there not? Hold on. Let me see some chat. Is there? There's no games tomorrow. I don't think so. No. So there's no games tomorrow. But yeah, we will be here for Chelsea versus Fulham. That's going to be an early game for me. So yeah, we'll do a watch-along for that. And that's probably it on Thursday. And then, you know, we'll see what content happens on Friday. But look, man, as I said, big up to your damn selves. You know, I hope that whoever got the memberships, you guys use them, right? Make sure that you guys smash that like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on those post notifications. And we'll be back soon, guys. But you guys do not want to miss anytime I drop a new video or I go live. Guys, we have been on stream for damn near 2 hours. Fucking hell. I'm going to go eat some dinner and just chill. Watch some Netflix or something. But big up to your damn selves, right? W stream, W chat. And until next time, people, peace.